I'm tired of waiting, Comad. How big can this dragon of yours be? I'm going in.
Here's something that I never do for lore videos. It's a prologue. Like many of you watching The Mandalorian Season 2's first episode, I was more than a little excited to see a real-life Krayt Dragon brought to the big screen. Arguably more impressive, however, was that the plot of the episode largely mirrored that of a beloved KOTOR quest titled The Great Hunt. And although KOTOR's Krayt Dragons resemble pudgy salamanders versus the sand-sliding and town-tearing dragon of The Mandalorian, in today's video we will be exploring a quest involving a particular Krayt who threatens the city of Anchorhead and the Sand People who, like the show, begrudgingly seek the aid of a stranger to dispense with said dragon, and also seek its valuable pearls. Enjoy. This is the story of the Krayt Dragon's Pearl, and the quest to retrieve it on Tatooine in the Great Hunt in Knights of the Old Republic. After choosing to aid the Sand People instead of slaughtering them and retrieving some moisture evaporators per request of the Zerka Company, we meet the chieftain who gifts us his unique gaffy stick.
Translation: He does not trust you, Master, but you have done more than any other outsider. They will not attack, and he grants you his chieftain's gaffy as reward. Translation: The attacks will be reduced, and he will allow you to explore this enclave, but be warned that any lack of respect will result in death.
After which we can ask him some questions, though HK acting as translator warns.
Protocol: If you truly want this sadly peaceful arrangement to continue, be careful of what you ask.
As then we can ask the chief regarding information about Sand People culture, and he responds.
Translation: He says that he will not, Master. There is one storyteller in each clan, and only he may recite the histories.
And if we could meet this storyteller?
Translation: He says that you don't understand. They must never be told to someone who might say them incorrectly out of ignorance. Translation: To speak them in error is a blasphemy punishable by death. Only their greatest warriors are even permitted to listen to the tales.
Okay, well, how could I prove myself a worthy warrior?
Translation: He doesn't know, Master. His people usually kill outsiders. Since you are an outsider yourself, that would not suffice. Translation: The greatest challenge for a warrior is to face a Krayt Dragon, the largest predator on Tatooine. Fight one of those, and bring back a dragon pearl. Discussed. I think he's making fun of you, Master. He doesn't believe an outsider could do such a thing.
Ask him, what is a dragon pearl?
Translation: Stones polished in the gullet of the beast. Apparently they are valuable items.
Okay, then where could I find a Krayt Dragon?
Translation: There is a dragon in the far eastern Dune Sea, but he claims you could never defeat it. Here is a map to the area. Translation: There is a hunter, a Twi'lek, that is sometimes seen out there. Perhaps he would be of some help.
Thank him for the information and tell him farewell for now.
Translation: Translation: We are free to leave.
And with that, now our path to the Eastern Dune Sea, which was previously inaccessible due to the fact you needed specific markers to traverse the wastes, has been opened thanks to a map given to us by the chieftain. We can seek out the hunter Twi'lek we were told about and enter the perilous Eastern Dune Sea in search of the treacherous Krayt Dragon and its coveted pearls. As we head north from the Tuscan settlement towards what appear to be dragon-like spines which slither their way into the Eastern Dune Sea. Arriving, we pass by a gaggle of dewbacks loitering about and some circa marking posts that lead towards the mouth of the cave. Some ways away from the cave, we see a Twi'lek looking in, standing by his speeder. as well as a lone man. As we approach, the man shouts back to the Twi'lek.
I'm tired of waiting, Comad. How big can this dragon of yours be? I'm going in.
With one shriek, the man was devoured by the hulking Krayt Dragon, who heads back to its previous place of rest. Heading to Comad, we decide to put on our Sand People garb in hopes he may be more compliant when we ask for his aid. However, he responds, "Why are you in robes? I know you are not of the Sand People. I've hunted too long to be fooled by mere appearances." "Greetings to you, human. If you are the person I think you are, I may have seen you in Anchorhead. You looked like a hunter. Perhaps you are interested in the ways of the hunt? Will you help me? I've tracked a very special beast to its lair, a Krayt Dragon. The largest of the Tatooine desert predators. It is an honored creature to hunt, although we must use unorthodox methods today. The Sand People sent me, and I'm also looking for a star map. It may be in the dragon's lair. I have no knowledge of this, but there may be something in there. There are signs that this lair was purposefully dug out. Krayt are opportunistic and may have lazily moved into someone else's excavation. Of course, we must remove him to see. Why should I trust you? I might very well ask you why you shouldn't. I haven't threatened you, human. I've merely asked you to help me. Perhaps I should question you. I have said my reason for being out here. I can't be certain you are trustworthy. Okay, well then, if it's such an honor, why do you want to help? A valid question. This is a very critical fight. Bull dragons are rare to see. Rarer still is the apparent size of this one. It is larger than the one my father felled a decade ago, and is far too out of his territory and must be dealt with. I might not prevail alone, human, but I must try. Why should we kill this great beast? The natural cycle on Tatooine spans hundreds of years, but there are complications that must be addressed. Complications from our presence. Krayt dragons feed on banthas. If the numbers of either species fall, the other grows too numerous and unbalances the cycle. Now settlers use banthas, so there are less for dragons to eat. This one is moving closer to Anchorhead. Perhaps there will be more, but he is our threat tonight. We can choose to postpone helping and say, "I don't have time for this right now." To which Comad replies, "That is too bad. The hunt will have to wait for you. I can't do this alone." If then we decide to steal the glory for ourselves and deal with the Krayt Dragon solo, we can make a mad dash into his cave, past the chewed human corpses littered about as the Krayt Dragon stirs and lazily devours our entire party. If we do, however, enjoy being among the living, we can head back to Comad for his aid, in which he questions, "You are back. There is still time to pursue the hunt, human. Will you aid me?" Okay, but tell me, why do you want me and not another hunter? You are here. They are not. I also don't know the size of my quarry until I was tracking him, and perhaps there are other reasons. I tried to get the help of one other, but you saw him die in the lair. He lacked experience and, more importantly, patience. I usually hunt for the skill of it, but must make an exception today. I want newcomers to understand the proper intent behind the hunt, no matter the methods we use. Okay, but why would you think I would want to do this? We each have our reasons. You might select challenge or glory as your own. Profit is also valid. When bull dragons reach this size, it is rumored they have a number of pearls within them. You would receive a generous share. Ah, the Krayt pearls. We need them for the Sand People. Wait, rumored? You don't know? Nobody from our lodge has successfully hunted a bull dragon in perhaps a decade. My father may have been the last. His words are what I go by. Look, it looks like we need each other, so I'll help. Just give me more information about how. We must bait the great beast out of hiding and ambush him swiftly. There is no room to engage him in the lair, and his hide will repel blast of fire. I have placed mines around the mouth of the cave. We must coax him out. But this is the end of his season of hibernation. It will take much to rouse him. The food of a beast this size is almost exclusively banthas and foolish hunters, if we are not careful. To lure him out, we must lure his food to tempt him. Right, so how will we lead the banthas here? They too have the food of choice. We must find some bantha fodder to lead the banthas here. I have a few ideas about where this may be found. Sand people keep bantha herds, so some of them may have fodder on hand or in their settlement. A vendor in Angerhead also has some. He had a kiosk in this spaceport. If you find fodder and bait the banthas here, the mines will deal with the dragon as it emerges to feed. Not exactly a glorious hunt, but it will ensure the safety of this region. Yeah, right. If it were this simple, you'd have done it yourself. There is one added threat. The Sand People regard banthas as sacred. Attempting to feed the herd in this area will likely lead to an attack. They've posed no real threat to me before. You likely mean the tribe that has been harassing the Zerka Corporation. This group is used to the deep desert. They appear to be much more dangerous. Why am I doing all the legwork? I've spent a long time tracking the creature. Many hunters do not return from such searches. I have earned my place here, and if I didn't mention it, I am interested in having new hunters like you understand even though I must use untraditional methods, the hunted still deserves respect. Although Komad has given us the key to hunting banthas, he's also left himself unwittingly exposed to attackers. Now, if we choose a dark side route, we can tell him, thanks for the information. I don't need you anymore. What do you mean, human? This task is better attempted together. You won't leave now, will you? If we say, leave? No. I'm gonna take the kill for myself. Our party doesn't agree and says,
this betrayal is beneath you. Do not let your greed draw you to the dark side.
There's an unwritten code of loyalty. You just don't turn on your allies like this. Any good soldier would tell you that.
After all this hunter has done to help us, you turn on him. This is a disgusting display, even for you.
We Mandalorians believe in loyalty to our brothers in arms. You have allied yourself to this hunter. Betraying him now is disgraceful.
I have spent years following in the memory of my father. I can't step away from a battle like this. No words can express my distaste for you. If you intend to take what I worked for, you will have to fight for it. We can then reply, bah! Then you're no use to me. I'm leaving. However, he doesn't let us leave and says, no. I will not allow you to simply walk away. You could return when I am weak or unsuspecting. I won't allow it. Defend yourself, human. You will die here. Okay, Komad, then I will cut you down. We shall see, human. And with that, we can gain dark side points, attacking and killing Komad. Though losing the respect of our companions, we gain 28 credits and an advanced medpack. Choosing instead to side with Komad for now, we then head off in search of the bantha fodder. The first source being the alien vendor in Anchorhead Starport.
Smilia!
However, if you'd prefer to hang on to the 150 credits, you can head back to the Tusken Raider Enclave. There will be 2 banthas next to the entrance, and just by the rags that they're standing by lies their food, the bantha fodder, which you can take at no cost. Upon your return to Komad with the fodder, he says, "Time wears on. Have you found the bantha fodder integral to our plan? This dragon will not reveal himself for our paltry scent. Bantha must be led to the cave to spur the beast out in the open. He will have a quick death after that." And we reply, "Look, I have your fodder here." "Good. Now, there is a herd that moves out in the desert. Lead them here. Approach them with the fodder." We tell him we'll see what we can do, and he says, "I wish you luck against the Sand People. When you return, the dragon will fall. I wish it could be under more sporting circumstances, but we must do what the circumstances call for. I'd hoped for a mirror of my father's expedition, but that will have to wait." After which, we can head west out to the banthas that are ambling about in the sea, and the banthas perk up as we approach, obviously attracted to the smell of the fodder we're carrying, and the whole herd falls into step. However, we hear the cries of angered sand people, 4 of which attack us unceremoniously before we can get the banthas back to Komad safely. Dispatching the 4 sand people with some force stasis, flurries, and lightsaber throws, we head back to the banthas and lead them safely to Komad, who says, "Good job, come talk to me, quick. Be ready. The banthas are in position and will soon stir our restless prey." "Okay, Komad, just do your part." "Wait, what is that rumbling sound?" "Oh boy, he's a big one." As then we see the hulking Krayt Dragon coaxed out of its lair by the smell of bantha. It roars enraged as mines blow up underbelly, and while it tries to crawl through the mines to its promised bantha meal, it lets out one last roar as it rolls to its side, dead to the sands. And Koma says, "It is done, and the great beast is dead. To my shame, I denied him a final fight, but I will honor his memory and to make amends. I thank you for your aid, human. You have earned a share of the victory, such as it is. If we're still unhappy with our share and want the dark side points, we will receive 2 Krayt Pearls instead of 1 by saying, 'I want more. You will give me all of it.' Will I? I don't think so. You have been given what you are worth. Respect the hunt and leave it at that. Then I will cut you down. We shall see, human."
Preparing blasters, Master. This should be fun.
This is the final time that you can betray and kill Komad for 2 Krayt Pearls.
There, take that.
Or instead, choose the honorable route and say, "Thanks. We did what had to be done." "Regrettably so. I just hope you remember there were higher reasons for this. Don't let the spoils be your only reason to hunt. Wealth fades. The sands remain. I thank you for your help here today, human. I shall see you again, I am sure." And as Komad leaves us, we're gifted with 1 Krayt Pearl. And if we were to put it in our lightsaber, it garners an attack bonus of 3, bonus energy of 2, and is said to be taken from the gullet of the Krayt Dragon. This crystalline pearl appears to have refractory qualities that might allow it to function as a lightsaber crystal once properly adapted. And although a fine addition to our collection, we try and open up the Krayt's thick hide for more pearls, but it garners nothing as it fades away. Heading into its cave, past the bodies, we look at the first chewed human corpse and find a Jedi Master robe, blaster rifle, and credits on his body as well as a med pack. Further in the rubble, we find a violet crystal as well as a chewed Twi'lek corpse, which then gifts us a nerve amplifier belt, computer spikes, and advanced med pack. Further rubble on the adjacent side of the cave gives us an Opala crystal, and then of course at the end of the cave, with Rakardan statues is the fabled star map. Heading back to the Sand People, we see their chieftain with the bounty of the Krayt Pearl, and he responds. The Sand People chieftain seems grateful to see us, or at least he is less inclined to smash our heads open like a pocky grub seed. And HK interjects.
Query. What do you wish to ask of him, Master?
If we decide to gift the chieftain the Dragon Pearl, stunned, he says.
Translation. Translation. He is stupefied, Master. He never thought you could return with such an item. Such a thing has not been done in many years. Translation. He will allow you to meet the storyteller, but also gives a warning. If you dare to repeat the histories incorrectly, you will be killed. Translation. The storyteller will be summoned to one of the rooms here in the Enclave. He seems to think this is a great honor for you, Master.
Leaving us without the Dragon Pearl, so if you do not choose the dark side option, you will lose your one and only Krayt Dragon Pearl, which could be used to upgrade your lightsaber, though technically you could slaughter the chieftain and just take the pearl back, though you gain access to the storyteller of the Sand People, who gives us the vast knowledge of the Sand People and their origins, which is actually very fascinating and I never paid attention to it. I will make a video just on the Sand People's origins. If you're interested, let me know in the comments below. Otherwise, that is the end of the quest. However, we can find Komad again as promised in Kashyyyk. He is furthering the hunt and just by the starport. Now, if we do Tatooine before Kashyyyk, Komad will let us in on a couple of secrets like Jolie Bindo and his rumored presence in the Shadowlands, as well as the Zerka's presence on the planet and some of the rivalry happening within the clans. But I thought I'd keep the video a little bit shorter instead of translating all of that because no doubt you've probably played it, and if not, you should check it out. Well, that's it for the video. I was very excited because of The Mandalorian. Let me know if there are any more KOTOR quests you want me to cover or other Star Wars or RPGs in general. As always, thanks for watching, and until next time, Traveler.